Vision Group is born as a collective fund of self-financed voluntary program savings, known as collaborative finances, promoting community participation with attractive characteristics to low-income households willing to contribute all for the benefit of one, establishing the universal law of giving and receiving. To enter Vision, you must accept the invitation of a friend and then make the transit of 7 fields of offerings, where the visionaries will transit from their initial position as visionary, passing to intermediate and then to rescue the AMULETO del Faraon. The offering field consists of 7 positions, divided into entry zones, left and right advances, and central area. The new visionary will be able to enter the first field of the offerings when he has fulfilled the requirements requested by MEDJAY, where he will have to cross 7 fields of offerings in horizontal form. To do so, she begins the transit in her first field in a vertical way, where she will go through 2 fractions and then pass to the next horizontal field. When the visionary enters the field of the offering assigned to him, he will already find their 2 visionaries occupying the intermediate positions and the visionary next to rescue the amulet of the pharaoh, waiting for the MEDJAY to authorize the entry of the rest of the visionaries. When this happens, the visionaries who are in the intermediate positions in the zones of advance receive their first reward, and the visionary who is in the position of the amulet of the pharaoh receives his second reward. ASI for our visionary, the first split begins in the vertical, where the original field is divided in 2. The visionaries of the left zone pass to a new field as intermediates, and the intermediate passes to the area of rescue of the amulet of the pharaoh. In the same way, the visionaries of the right zone pass to a new field as intermediates, and the intermediate passes to the rescue area of the pharaoh's amulet. At that moment, the visionaries are positioned waiting to receive in due time the rewards of 12% to each intermediate and 70% to those who rescue the amulet of the pharaoh. In the new field that the visionary occupies, he will wait for the MEDJAY to give entrance to the new visionaries, and thus the second and last fractionation occurs, where in the same way as the previous process, the new visionaries will pass to a new field as intermediate, and our visionary already takes position to rescue the amulet of the pharaoh. Similar movement happens for the visionaries of the right zone. Consequently, our visionary has gone through his first adventure in the vertical, receiving 82% as a reward for his journey. After that, he will wait until all the visionaries who occupied his original field have rescued the amulet of the pharaoh. When this happens, all of them will be transported to a new field in the horizontal to start again the process of 2 fractionations in the vertical. This process will be repeated 7 times, whereby our visionary will be rescuing Pharaoh's amulets of higher value as he moves to a field on the horizontal. The deposit of a field of offerings to the next horizontal will be made by the MEDJAY, previous discount of the reward to be delivered in the previous field. In this way, the visionary's path in Field 1 starts with 25 coins and collects 82. Of these, the MEDJAY retains 50, which will be the contribution to Field 2. There he collects 164 and 100 are retained for Field 3. It collects 328 and 200 are retained for Field 4. Collect 656 and 400 are retained for Field 5. Collect 1312 and retain 800 for the Field 6. Collect 2624 and retain 1600 for Field 7, where you will collect net undiscounted 5248. So each visionary, in the transit of 7 fields horizontally, begins with the contribution of 25 coins and ends up collecting a net amount of 7,264 coins. At the end of the 7th field, if the visionary wishes to continue, she must make a new inscription and start a new adventure. The MEDJAY will let the visionary know at each movement his positioning and the awarding of his reward. In any case, you will receive a screenshot of entry to the field of offerings, passage to the position of intermediate visionary, and delivery of his reward. Step to the position of central as rescue of the AMULETO del Faraon and delivery of its reward. Passage of the visionary team from their previous field to the next horizontal field. If a visionary wishes to end his adventure through the fields before the end of the 7th field, he must notify the MEDJAY at least 48 hours in advance to locate a replacement and not leave the team incomplete. The requirements to enter Vision, in addition to accepting the invitation of a visionary, are based on incorporating 2 friends to the Vision community. Fill out the registration link or registration, where personal data is requested, wallet to transfer the rewards obtained by the visionary, capture of the first and only contribution that will give the visionary for incorporation into Vision, which is 25 coins. Data of your guests to the Vision community, capture of the contribution of each of your guests, which like the new visionary, will be 25 coins to be positioned in the waiting list. Once each guest fills out their registration link, they can be incorporated into the offering fields to begin their Vision journey. The MEDJAY or Pharaoh's Guard will review your registration form. He reserves the right of admission to Vision. If he considers that your inscription is not valid, your incorporation will be denied, returning to the wallet that you specified the contributions given by the future visionary, as well as those of your guests. If your incorporation is valid, you will be placed first on the waiting list, and then MEDJAY will give you access to your first offering field. For more information, contact the person who sent you this video to become a member of Vision, a voluntary savings model of collaborative finance for entrepreneurs who want to make their dreams come true.